guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. I have a very different video for you today, which is honestly complete opposite to my regular scheduled content. However, I'm currently obsessed with book YouTubers, book talk, everything book video related, and I want to jump on the train for a little second and make a video about reading books because it was one of my goals for this year. And it's currently the 27th, I think, of January, and I've already read 3 books, which for someone who hasn't read in honestly probably since like year 9 of high school, that's pretty good. And I've been out of high school for 5 years. Really? Oh my goodness, I haven't been to high school in 5 years, which is insane. But yes, I haven't probably read a book in 5 years, and I've already read 3 this month. So that's like averaging 1 a week. Pretty good for someone who's never read. My absolute favorite book creator at the moment is from Australia, and her name is Rachel Catherine, and I'm just loving her videos. So I thought that over this week, I'll do Monday to Friday because the weekend I don't really read. Monday to Friday, I'm going to pick up the camera every day, pick up a book every day, and see how much I realistically read in a week with 2 young kids. Obviously, we have one here. She is 3.5. She's almost 4. She's gonna be 4 in March. And one who is sleeping, and she's 6 months old. So obviously my hands are pretty full. I'm also at home with them all the time. Nisa does go to school, like preschool, 3 days a week. So I do get that time. But on those days I go to the gym, so my time is a little bit reduced. Anyways, that doesn't matter. I'm going to do a realistic what I read in a week with 2 young kids. The series of books that I'm currently reading is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I'm absolutely loving it so far. I've already read 2 of the 5, so this is what I'll be focusing on this week, the other 3. And basically the whole premise, I'll start with the first book because this kind of like sets up the rest of the books. Obviously, I would assume that that's how a normal series goes, but basically it is translated from Japanese to English, so sometimes the translation can seem a little bit off. But this one, basically you're following a cafe in Tokyo, and it's an old style cafe. Nothing ever changes inside the cafe, and there is one specific chair in this cafe that if you sit in there, you can go back in time, but you can only meet people who have already been in the cafe. So it's just like so cute. And there's obviously, when you sit in this chair and go back in time, there is rules that you have to follow. So to go back in time, they pour you a coffee, you sit in this chair. So okay, there is like a ghost who sits in this chair, and you have to wait for her to get up and go to the toilet, then you can sit in that chair and go back in time. So once she gets up and someone goes sits in the chair, the like waiter of this cafe brings a coffee to the person who wants to go back in time, pours the coffee and tells them the set of rules. So you have to drink the coffee before it gets cold, which is like before the coffee gets cold, obviously. Otherwise you get like forced back into current time. So if you're in the past and your coffee goes cold, you get forced back into present time. So you have to drink it before it gets cold. You can't get up from the chair. You can only meet people who have already been in that cafe. You can't meet other people who has never stepped foot in the cafe before. There's just like a few different rules, and I will say the only thing I'm not loving so far is that, so let's just say in the first book, right, there's 4 like different people who go back in time. I think there's 4 in the second book also, so say there's like 4 every time. Every single time a new person goes back to the past, they repeat the rules over and over again. So I've read both books. There's 4 people that go back in the past. I've already heard the rules 8 times. So I will say that's the only annoying thing. I get in the first book like retelling the rules, but when you're moving on to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, do we really need to hear the rules again and again? Like, we know what the rules are already. And they're not long books. I think the first one was around yeah, 190 pages. The second one I think was also the same, possibly, yeah, just over 200. I do believe the third one is that little bit longer at like 240 pages, so still like not super long books, but they're just like so fun to read. They pull on the heartstrings. It's just a whole wide range of people who go back in time for various different reasons. But anyways, enough babbling on. I'm going to start. So the next book I'm reading is this one, which is Before Your Memory Fades. So maybe this one might have a different premise, but I feel like no, it's still Before Your Coffee Get Cold, just maybe a different set of people that go and meet at the cafes. I also just think the covers are so incredibly cute. Okay, it is currently 8:25 a.m. Amira's down for her nap. All of my dishes washing up is done, so I actually get time to read because Nisa's doing her own thing at the moment, which thank goodness. So let's start the timer and start reading.
That's why I don't want Amira to put it on me, so I don't want Amira to wear it if it's gonna be my size.
Okay, I've been reading for around 35 minutes. I've done 40 pages, but obviously reading with a toddler is a hit or miss. Either she's will be fine and sit there and read her own book and not disturb me, or sometimes she's constantly asking questions. This time she's constantly asking questions, so we're gonna pause and come back to it later. It looks like I have not moved all day, but I have. We've been doing things all around the house and whatever. I think the last time I spoke to you was like 8:30 in the morning. It's now 4:30, so it's been quite some time. But over the course of the day, I have read for an hour so far today, basically, just between naps and playing games and whatever. So I've read like the first part, I guess you would call it, because they're not really chapters. It's like based on who's going back in time, I suppose. This is why I don't read too much when someone is home, because it consists of this. So basically the part I just read was about a girl who was going back in time to meet her mum, who died. I think both of her parents died when the daughter was 6 years old. They died in a car crash, so she was going back to meet her mum who had died. And I will say that this like book series is not one that you can just kind of pick up any book in the series, because the characters really build on from the first book. So yeah, you do definitely have to start from like the first book, do the second, do the third, because a lot of the characters follow over from the previous book. Like this girl and her parents we learnt about in the last book, so it's definitely one that you need to read in order. So Amira's napping at the moment. Nisa is playing with some Play-Doh, so I'll see if I can get started on the next part, which is about a comedian. So we'll see who that is.
Mommy?
Yes, princess.
After the blue book, are you doing my favorite color one?
Yeah.
Yay!
So I'm gonna see if I can get any more done, otherwise I will be reading at once. Both of the kids are in bed for the night, so let's see. Oh, Amira's up. Okay, so I won't be reading. I'll read tonight.
When I'm asleep, maybe you can read.
Yeah, because that's the only time I get peace and quiet, is when everyone's asleep and I can read undisturbed. But Amira's up, so it means that I will not be reading this because I need to feed her and get her prepared for bed later.
Mommy.
Yes, baby.
When you're reading the pink book at night, I will definitely be up to say something to you every time.
Okay.
So see.
Hello everyone, we are back for day 2. It is Tuesday today. still reading the same book. Yesterday, when I last spoke to you, obviously Amira just woke up from her nap, and I said that I was going to read at night. However, whatever I ate for lunch yesterday made me feel extremely disgusting. So I actually fell asleep at like 7 for half an hour or something. I woke up, had dinner, and went back to bed basically because I just felt gross. So I did not read anything more yesterday. So yesterday I read for an hour. Today's going to be 40 degrees here in Sydney, so hopefully we can get a little bit more reading done, because I don't think we'll be leaving the house at all. The aircon is on, Amira's having a nap again, so let's see now. I think if I'm correct, yeah, we're still up to like the second part, The Comedian, so let's get into it. It is now lunchtime. Obviously our book is here and our chicken tenders. It is so hot and we are feeling so lazy, but I have just hit the 2-hour mark of reading. So obviously an hour yesterday, an hour so far today, and I am now on page 137, which means I only have 100 pages to go. So I feel like I can probably do this like in 3 hours, 3.5 hours maybe, which I feel like is, I actually don't know like how fast is like a good amount of reading. I actually don't know, but yeah, I have 100 pages left, so I'm gonna sit here and keep reading until Amira wakes up from her nap. I'm not gonna lie, this like comedian section in this book really confused me because I didn't understand how the characters were all related.
Hi.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Like, I'm gonna look at the front, like where it tells you. 1 second. Oh, I skipped past it.
I love you guys.
I'm gonna read this where it tells you like kind of how everyone's connected and things. But yeah, I don't understand how those two characters connected to everyone else.
I love you so much, guys. See you next week.
You have chocolate in your teeth. So yeah, I'm gonna read into how they were connected, but now we are moving on to the sister, which I think will be interesting because I think I might know who is going back to meet their sister. But anyways, let's continue and see if we can, I should be able to finish this today realistically. It's only 100 pages, so then we can move on to the next one. We have made it to the last part of the book. That's all that's left.
I'm doing the pink one.
Look, we just have this much left and then I'm moving on to the pink book. Hello everyone, today is Wednesday. Excuse the very slick back hair. I was supposed to go to the gym this morning, but Amira is a little bit sniffly, so I didn't end up going, and it is hair wash day and it's Habe's birthday tomorrow, hence why I waited to wash my hair so my hair is fresh for tomorrow. But anyways, back to talking about the books. I finished this one yesterday evening kind of, and I ended up reading this in I think 3.5 hours, which I feel like is pretty good. It was 237 pages, so I feel like 3.5 hours is pretty good considering I had many a distraction. Obviously you can see it is very quiet here today. Amira is currently down for a nap and Nisa is at daycare. But anyways, a little quick review on this. If you want to see like my full extended reviews on all of the series of this and another book that I read at the start of the year, I do have a Goodreads, so I will link that down below. But honestly, I really loved it again. So far, this is the 3rd book of the series and I've given all of them 4 stars. I just kind of love them. I love the story. If you remember, in the beginning of this video, I said that I hate the fact that the rules are always repeated every single time. However, the rules stopped being repeated. I think the first person that went back, they gave like a list of the rules, which I will read out to you because I'm very sure that I forgot the rules when I was first telling you about the rules. But yeah, in this one, it was just the first person went back. They said, here is the, I think 5 rules. I'm not gonna be able to find it now, am I? And I was like, oh, I hate that every single time they tell us the rules, yada yada. But the rules have stopped and I now cannot find the rules. So I found the rules. Okay, so the rules basically are the only people you can meet in the cafe are the ones that have visited the cafe in the past. There is nothing you can do in the past that will change the present. So even if you go back, nothing will ever change what's currently happening when you come back to the present. In order to return to the past, you have to sit in that seat, and only that one seat that returns you back. Whilst you're in the past, you cannot leave that seat. So if you want to call someone, you're calling them from the other side of the cafe. And your journey to the past begins when the coffee is poured, and you must finish your coffee before it gets cold so you can come back to present time. So I am very glad that the rules have stopped repeating. I'm hoping it carries on into the 4th and 5th book, which I will be starting the 4th one today. It is Nisa's favorite. She's very excited. I do just absolutely adore these covers. They have like little foil bits on them. I think even this one, yeah, this one is like a little bit foil, you can see. So I will be starting the 4th one today, and I feel like, yeah, the same characters are still here. I'm still really enjoying it. This one is actually a little bit shorter, and what I do love is this relationship map of the characters. The first book didn't have it, the second one did, the 3rd, 4th, and I'm assuming the 5th one will as well, just so you can kind of see, because once you get to the 3rd, 4th, 5th ones, a lot of the characters are still coming from the first book, and then the 2nd book characters are in the 3rd book, the 3rd book characters are in the 4th book. So sometimes there is a lot of people and it's kind of hard to keep up with. But I am very happy that this little character map is here, just so you can kind of like know who's who, how they're connected to everyone. But it's really good so far. I'm gonna start on this. I do have a lot of like kind of house admin stuff to do today, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to read during the day, but I will definitely read some at night. And this one is not too long. It is 173 pages, so not a lot at all really. So this is my next one, book number 4 in the series, and then I'll move on to the last one. It is Wednesday. I feel like I might be able to finish it this week because this one is quite short. Sorry. This one is quite short, so I feel like I could finish this in not that much time. So I will let you know when I start picking this next one up, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, a little update from me, still looking as oily as ever. But today has been quite the eventful day, so I haven't really had enough like proper time to read. However, I think I have read 30 odd pages or something. I was reading for like almost half an hour, so that was good. But anyways, if you want to see the drama that unfolded today, you can go on my TikTok because I spoke about it there. But yeah, I now have a little while while Amira's napping before Sahib gets home, before my mum calls, so hopefully I'll get a little bit more done now. But today has just been eventful.
Oh, look at those lights.
Hello you guys, happy Thursday. Yes baby? I love you too. Yes baby.
Guys, what are you doing?
Yesterday, I don't know if I updated you, but I only read around 30 pages because yesterday was kind of a big debacle. So I think I only read for, I don't even know how long, but basically I think I read 30 pages or something. But I've been reading for about an hour or so now, and I'm pretty much halfway through this one. Well, actually, I will say that I'm halfway because I'm up to like the 3rd part, and there's 4 parts in the book. And oh my goodness, this last chapter that I just read was, oh no guys, what's happening? My necklace is stuck in the thing. This last chapter I read was so emotional. The female, Lisa, please. Female character was going back to meet her dog that passed away, which is just so sad. I did tear up a little bit, but I'm okay now. But yeah, so far I've been reading for an hour. It is Sahib's birthday, so happy birthday. But he is working, so I have time to read through this a little bit. I feel like I'm definitely going to finish this today. As I said, I'm pretty much halfway. I'm on page 83 and there is 173 pages, so I have 90 pages or something to go, which is very nice. I'm definitely going to finish this today if I have time, and I think I will, because as I said, Sahib is working, Amira's taking a nap. It is very gloomy outside today, so who knows if we'll be going outside or not. What are you doing? So I'm going to continue reading this and I'll give you a little update probably when I'm finished, because yeah, as I said, there's like 90 pages to go. So let's keep reading. Timer is currently on 4 hours 30, by the way. So I've read a book and a half in 4 hours 30, and how long is it going to take me to read 90 pages? Yeah, that's real strange. Also, I washed my hair, which is why it's so incredibly fuzzy. I need to straighten it.
Mommy, I want to wash my hair.
Ew, did you just wipe your sucked finger through my hair?
No, I didn't do
Okay.
this hand. I did this hand.
I was like, yuck. Yeah, so a book and a half in an hour 30. I don't know how long it will take me to read 90 pages.
I do my lucky finger.
You're crazy. But I will keep you updated. And again, it's one of those days that I'm reading with Nisa home, so it's quite a different experience.
Mommy, where's the two of my stairs? The red one and the rainbow one.
Hello everyone, happy Friday. You can see my other little sidekick down here. I don't think she's been in this video so far because usually when I'm reading she's napping, but she's up. Good morning. Anyways, happy Friday you guys. It is the last day of this reading video, which is kind of crazy. I feel like time has gone so fast, but also I probably couldn't have picked a worse week to do this with Amira being not sick, but she's just like sniffly, and the drama with the guy downstairs who's sleeping in our laundry. That's a whole other thing. You can go on my TikTok, as I said, to see that drama. Currently waiting for the police as we speak, so great. Anyways, I have finished the Before We Say Goodbye, which is the 4th book in this series, and you know what? I think this was my favorite one so far. However, the rules did get repeated again a few times, but the stories this time were very emotional, and the last story in this one was actually based on, yeah, so the 4th chapter, The Daughter, was modeled on a radio drama written by the author. Hang on a second. No, wait, am I reading something wrong? Oh, I thought it was real. Okay, hang on a second. A radio drama written by the author. It was broadcast on the 7th anniversary of the Great East Japan earthquake. So, what happened? So, I don't know if there was an actual earthquake in Japan. So I feel like the last chapter could be based on real events, but obviously different names and whatever. But yeah, that one, the last one was really nice. But now we move on to the fifth and I think final. I mean, this was published, I believe, this year. Well, let me take a check. 2024. So yeah, the end of like last year sometime it was published. So I don't know if there is any other books in this series. However, I don't think there will be. I think this is definitely the last one. I don't know if I will be able to finish this book today because this one is 203 pages long. I don't know if we can get through that today, but I definitely feel like we'll get a big dent into it. Yeah, I feel like we will be able to get a big dent into this. I don't think I'll finish it though. But we're going back to the cafe. 4 new guests are about to arrive, so that's pretty interesting. We have some new people, but they will all somehow be related to the previous people. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started on this book when I can. I don't have Nessa here today. She's back at daycare today, so I should be able to get a good amount done because my dishes are washed, my house is pretty much clean. I have a lot of washing to do, however, because of the drama situation, I'm actually not going to do it. I'm going to bring it to my mum's tomorrow. And my house is pretty clean. So it means that I should have plenty of time for this book. Let me just put her down so she can keep playing. Yeah, so I should have plenty of time to get a good dent in it. Maybe finish it, but I don't think so. We'll see what happens, we'll see. Depending on how fast I read, but I'm very excited that this is the last book. We're on the last day and we'll see how much we can get done and I'll update you later. Okay, so in the last clip I was like, oh, it's 203 pages, whatever it was. I don't think I'll be able to finish it today. Well, it's currently 12 o'clock I think, and I'm up to page 87. So I definitely think I will be finishing this today. Amira's still napping, so I'm gonna keep reading until she wakes up basically. So I'm on to part 3, so I only have 2 parts left and I think I'm gonna get it done. Just reached the 50 pages left mark, then we are done. My current timer is at 7 hours 40 or 7 hours 45, so I think I can get this book done maybe by 8.5 hours, and obviously that's like total time this week. So I think in 8.5 hours I'm gonna finish 3 books, which I feel like is impressive. I'm impressed with myself. So I will keep reading this and I'll let you know when I'm finished and give you an overall review. Okay, you guys, we have officially finished off the reading video in 5 days. I think pretty sure the timer is at 8 hours and 17 minutes. Obviously, the goal of this video for me was to finish off the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. The first one I read was this one, which was the 3rd book in the series. This one I gave a 4-star. This was the 4th book of the series, which was the 3rd book I read in this video. This again was also 4 stars. And this is the 5th book in the series, but the 3rd one I read in this video. And this one I am gonna give a 3 stars because I just didn't love it. I didn't love the stories. The last part especially, what was it, the Valentine, I did not love it. Not gonna lie, this book wasn't my favorite. It was still good, the idea, the premise of the whole cafe and situation was still there and still good, but I just didn't love these stories, and I feel like they were just kind of grasping out whatever they could to make a 5th book. Did this book need to exist? Probably not, but it was still good nonetheless. So the series is now finished, all 5 books are done, and I can't believe I finished it. I did not think I was able to read 3 books in a 5-day window. I will put like the hours that I read and the amount of pages I read in the 5 days. Obviously 2 of those days I had Nisa at home. Oh no, 3 of the days, because there was a public holiday. 3 of the days I had Nisa at home with me, and also juggling the drama of the apartment. So I feel like although this week was pretty crazy and probably not the best week that I could have read a lot, I feel like I still did a pretty good job. 8 hours 17, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I will put the screenshot, obviously, as I said, up on the screen. But this video is done. I think this video is half an hour long, so if you made it to the end, congratulations, because it was quite a long one. Possibly the longest video I've ever uploaded on YouTube, which is crazy. But this is finished, and what am I going to read next? I have no idea. I think I need a few days to just decompress and not read anything. But thank you so much for watching. I actually secretly loved filming this. It was very different for me, as I said, but I loved it. Thank you for watching. If you have stuck around this long, I really do appreciate it. I will hopefully have another video coming out soon, and I'll hopefully see you again next week.